Okay, so think about your phone for a sec. Like your Android phone.
Uh-huh.
You've got apps, right? From tons of different developers.
Yeah, all sorts.
And you use them on a device,
Mm.
maybe from Xiaomi, maybe Samsung,
Right, the hardware provider.
and the whole system. The Android, that's Google.
Google's the owner, yeah.
So you have these producers, the app folks, consumers, that's us, providers, the phone makers, and owners, Google. It's this whole ecosystem.
Exactly, a platform ecosystem.
And today, we're really digging into how businesses have to, well, fundamentally change their game plan when they move from that old pipeline way to this platform model.
It's a big strategic shift.
Yeah. So consider this like your quick guide to understanding these major transformations in business strategy.
Definitely. And the sources we looked at really point to three core strategic shifts that businesses go through. It's fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. So the first big one is this move from resource control to more like resource orchestration. Okay, let's unpack this a little. So traditionally, you think of, I don't know, a company like Xerox way back when, old school. Their power, their edge, came from owning stuff. Valuable patents, their specific technology, things nobody else could easily copy.
Exactly. Control the valuable, hard to imitate assets, and you win. That was the pipeline thinking.
But with platforms, it's different. The most valuable thing isn't always something the platform owner, like Google, actually makes or owns in the traditional sense.
No, it's more about the community, isn't it? The network.
Yeah, it's the network of producers and consumers. Think YouTube creators and viewers or Etsy sellers and buyers.
That network itself and all the activity happening within it, that becomes the core asset. It's less about owning resources, more about coordinating them,
Oh,
orchestrating.
makes total sense.
Mhm.
Okay, so the second shift then is from internal optimization to external interaction.
Yeah, this one's key too. So a pipeline business, they pour effort into making their own internal machine run smoothly.
Like streamlining their supply chain, making customer support super efficient, all that internal stuff.
Precisely. Perfecting their own value chain from start to finish.
But platform businesses,
Yeah.
they create value differently.
They do. It's about making it easy for external players, the producers and consumers, to connect and interact.
Like Uber, right. They're not optimizing a giant taxi fleet they own.
Exactly. They don't own the cars or employ the drivers, mostly. They connect riders with drivers. They facilitate that external interaction.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting, you said.
Well, yeah, because the focus shifts dramatically. It's less about dictating internal processes and much more about setting the rules for the ecosystem,
Governance.
guiding how those external producers and consumers interact effectively and fairly.
That's the core job. Nurturing that external ecosystem becomes the priority.
Got it. Which leads nicely into the third shift, moving focus from just customer value to thinking about ecosystem value. Right. We all know the traditional business school. Get a customer, keep them happy, maximize their, lifetime value, LTV.
Classic LTV. Keep them buying.
And that's still important, of course, but platforms have to think bigger.
Bigger. How?
The goal becomes maximizing the total value generated across the entire ecosystem. You have to think about the health and success of your producers just as much as your consumers.
Because they depend on each other.
Totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even need to help one side to ultimately benefit the whole system, like the Zomato example in the material.
Oh, yeah, the food delivery platform.
Yeah.
They might give a credit to a customer if a restaurant messes up an order.
Right. And they're not just doing that to keep that one customer happy, though that's part of it.
It's also about making sure the restaurant, the producer, doesn't lose future business.
Right.
Right. It keeps the whole platform attractive.
Exactly. By making things right for the consumer, they're supporting the restaurant partner too, strengthening the overall value and trust in the Zomato ecosystem for everyone involved.
So what does this all mean? It's a fundamentally different way of looking at your business, isn't it?
It really is. It changes how you measure success, how you invest resources, everything.
It's a complex topic, but super important. For anyone wanting to go deeper, the sources we use, things like the age of the platform, matchmakers, platform scale, they offer a lot more detail.
They're great resources, but yeah, summing up those three shifts: resource control to orchestration,
Internal optimization to external interaction.
and focusing on the whole ecosystem, not just individual customer value. That's the heart of the platform transformation.
It really reshapes how you have to think. So maybe a final thought for you listening. Considering these massive shifts, what do you think are the biggest challenges or maybe the biggest opportunities for businesses trying to make this leap to a platform model perhaps in your own industry.
Yeah, it's something worth mulling over. How does this apply where you are?